Okay, so let's start with the digital forensics. So in this session, I'm going to talk about what is a cyber forensics, or we can say what is a digital forensics. Okay, so now who will tell me what the means forensic is? What is forensics? Who will tell me? Yes, guys. Any raw guesses? What do you mean by forensics? Am I audible or not? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, please. So who will tell me what is forensics? Any idea? Any raw guesses?
Sir, is it like investigation?
Okay, so one response is investigation. Okay. Anyone else?
Is it related to crimes?
Okay. Related to crimes. Okay. Now,
Like investigating something which is related to
okay,
criminal
so it is it
activity.
is it is already
Criminal.
covered in investigation. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So now tell me, yeah, pardon? You are saying something? Somebody saying something I interrupted. Okay, so just tell me one more thing, then I will start with my session. That there is a word pre-incident and another word is post-incident. Okay, so what is the basic difference between pre-incident and post-incident? Tell me.
Uh, the investigation which happened before the incident maybe
Okay, okay,
is pre-incident, and
okay.
the investigation which happened after the incident has occurred, maybe that can be post-incident.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So if I want to put forensics, so where should I put in pre-incident or in post-incident?
Post
Post
incident.
That
incident,
will
sir.
be post-incident.
Post incident. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now we always talk that we need to do a good VAPT of our system. Okay. We need to be a cyber resilience. We need to have implement the NIST or ISO 27000 frameworks into our organization. We need to implement COVID framework into our organization. So all these things are coming under pre-incident. Okay. VAPT you usually do pre-incident, but sometime in post-incident also VAPT shall be done. Okay, so this is the very basic difference. Forensics is always done after the incident, after the incident has completed. Just left the digital forensics. Just have a understand that this is a person. His name is Mr. Ram or Mr. Ramesh, his name, and somebody has killed him. Okay, this is day two, and in day one, he is just roaming in a garden. Okay, so when do you do the forensics? In on day one or day two?
Sir, after day two or at the day
After
two.
day two, yeah, at the day two or after day two. It means whenever any incident has happened, after that you are going to do the forensics. Let me tell you a very interesting thing that we have got 1200 applications for the internships. Okay, we have selected around 200 applications. Okay, and out of 200, around 130 applications are for the DFIR, digital forensics and incident response. That's why BT05 is the biggest batch. So who will tell me that why people are more inclined toward this digital forensics? Anything special into it, or what exactly you people think of?
The first of all, the name is very exciting,
Okay,
and that can
and
be also.
okay,
Actually, it's a very interesting field.
okay. What about others?
Keeps you on your toes.
Okay, now let me tell you, if I talk about cyber security, and if I talk about percentage of jobs available, okay, the percentage of job available, if you are into a VAPT sector or some recon sector or something, there are around 75% of jobs. For the as a SOC analyst, even if it's a SOC 1 or SOC 2 analyst, there are around 10% jobs. And for the compliance part, compliance means your ISO, your NIST, your COBIT, it is around 5%. And for the forensics, it's around 3% or something, and 2% are others. So it is 100%. Just check somebody, because I'm not so much good with the maths. Huh? Okay, so you can see that for forensics, only 3% jobs are there. But for getting this job, you have to good in VAPT, you have to got good in the security operations center operations, you have to be very good with the compliance part, and definitely something if missing in the above 1 to 3, then you have to be good with it. Because if you go into an hospital, and the person who is doing the postmortem, or who is doing the forensic analysis of a body, who the person who has died, so that person is having a lush experience into the field of medical science. He know in a good of anatomy. He is good with hematology. He is very good with the rheumatology. So all the medical departments he must have a good exposure. Then only he can go and enter into the forensics. Okay. So why I am putting so much effort and so much emphasis on the thing, that why forensics are important, and why you do not start directly with the forensics. Okay, directly do not start with the forensics, because forensics need an experience. Definitely you people get an experience after you having an experience of 2 or 3 years or something, but do not jump directly into the forensics. Okay, so is it good with everyone? Are you on the same pace?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
सर मैंने
Yes, sir.
मास्टर्स किया है फॉरेंसिक साइंस से.
ओके ओके, सो आप मेरे को बताइए, एम आई टॉकिंग समथिंग प्रैक्टिकल टू द इंडस्ट्री और नॉट?
यस सर.
Good, good. What's your good name? I think we have talked earlier also. What's your good name, ma'am?
पूर्वी शुक्ला.
Yeah, Purvi. I think we have talked when we are talking about some LMS projects.
यस सर.
Yeah, good, good. So definitely you can connect with Purvi. Purvi, you are in which batch?
मास्टर फॉर मास्टर्स या
नहीं,
इंटर्नशिप के.
internship BT05 ना?
यस सर.
Okay, so guys, if you have any want to know more about the forensics, and definitely I wished that you people get a good discussions. Like from the past 2 months, we are giving you a brief idea about the different domains. Miss Joshi has taken your sessions, then Mr. Hiten has came and shared some of the thoughts with you, and we have some sessions in Hindi language also, because some of our participant approached and asked arrange some sessions in Hindi. So we have tried and mixed different faculties with you. So now this forensics part, I'm going to take your forensics. So let's deep dive into the forensics and talk more about it. So what is the definition of forensics? So I think this is simple textual definitions. In the real meaning of forensics, I've already told you, but let me read it for you. Cyber forensics is also called as the digital forensics. It is the methodological investigation of digital evidences and electronic data. So this is very important. What always when you are studying something, always keep three things in your mind: what, how, and why. Okay, so why you are studying this, how you going to study this, and what you are getting after studying this. Okay, so whether it is a forensics, whether it is a VAPT, it is a cyber security, or even into your relationships, into your if you're learning to drive a car, then even also these three questions always help you out in your life. Okay, so what you will learn into the digital forensics and how and why. So what is the methodological process of digital investigation? We need the digital devices, and we have to investigate the electronic data to uncover evidence of cyber crime or security breaches. So this is the solution of your why. Why we are doing the cyber forensics? To uncover evidence of cyber crimes or security breaches, ensuring the integrity of digital evidence or use in legal proceedings or investigation. So this is very important when you are trying to do the forensic investigation, and if you have got and find an incident, some evidence you got, so you have to preserve that evidence so that you can produce in the court of law. So that is very important. So it is not just a technological thing. You have to find out yourself with the legal angle always. Okay. So when you are trying to study cyber forensics, I have jot down some basic cyber laws with in this framework, and me myself is a advocate and having a good experience in handling the cyber cases. So if I got some time in next week, I will take a session on the IT law. That what are the major points in IT law and how you can use that IT law to doing your cyber forensics. Okay, so this is the very basic definition of cyber forensics. Now let me talk about importance in digital investigation. That why the digital investigation are very much important, and what are the important things that you need to take care of while you are doing any digital investigation. So any question up to this?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
So yeah, please. Somebody is asking, or shall I go ahead? Okay. So the important part is evidence preservation. So whenever you are doing a cyber forensics, so let us suppose I'm giving you an example. Let us suppose that this is a hard disk. Okay, and your client has given to you that, sir, this hard disk may contain some of the data which may be theft by my employees in my office. You have to analyze that whether the data theft is done or not. Uh, so you have a simple scenario. So what you will do? You directly start the investigation the hard disk, or you will make a copy of it? Tell me.
Copy of it, make a backup copy.
Make a backup copy. Okay.
Yes.
So why we are doing this? Because we need to preserve the evidence. Okay. We need to preserve the evidence. Let me tell you one thing. Whenever in digital forensics, we are producing some hard disk or producing some data set in the court of law. So basically, they are produced in two copies. Okay. And both the copies are being calculated a hash value, and the court will match the hash value.
Yes, sir.
Then only it will accept the evidence into the court of law. Okay, so this is very important whenever you are taking care of the forensic. So evidence preservation is a very important thing. Secondly, we have identification of preparators. Always identify that who is going to examine this evidence, and this digital artifact, or maybe it is some electronic trail, maybe it is some IP based attack or something. So who is going to identify it? So identify the particular person who is going to do that. Then we have the important part is incident reconstruction. If you have seen in some movies or something, whenever there is a murder or something, police going to recreate the scene and try to find out that what are the evidences that are not being visible during the routine search. Okay, so in the same way, sometimes the digital investigator need to recreate the incident, because recreate the incident will help you out in finding the small artifacts that may be not visible to the investigator doing the routine examination. The most important thing is, I must say, it is the most important. That is the legal compliance. You always adhere to the legal and regulatory requirements. Okay, so if I talk about IT Act is the main act that is taking care of the India's digital privacy. It is the main act who is taking care of the critical assets into our nation. Okay, so always have a good understanding of legal part also. Okay, do not push yourself into the technical only. Okay, so technical is a good, definitely it's a must part, but compensate yourself with the legal part also. So legal compliance is also important thing. Then risk mitigation. Always by understanding the root cause analysis of cyber incident, organization can implement measures to integrate future risks. Okay, so why we do digital investigation? To reduce the future risk. Okay, because maybe something has happened, some breach has happened. So in case we are able to find out that why this breach has happened by doing the digital forensics, so we can close that door so that the adversary, the attacker may do not use that door to come again. Then the important part is confidence in the findings. Though rigorous analysis and documentation, cyber forensics provides stakeholder with confidence in the accuracy and reliability of investigative findings. Okay, so these are around 6 important parts that why the digital investigation is having a utmost importance. Then what are the scope and applications? Cybercrime investigation, definitely it's a big scope. Data breach response, we used to say it is an incident response usually. Incident response. Then we have an intellectual property theft. Okay, who will tell me what is the intellectual property?
Sir, intellectual property related to the creative assets of the company, like the
Okay,
trademark secrets or the
okay, good, good.
computer
Copyright.
hardware.
Copyright, yeah.
Copyright.
Okay, if I say that this co-vaccine is a vaccine for COVID and the formula is basically a intellectual property of government,
Intellectual property.
yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, in a simple definition, this formula is a intellectual property. And if you are storing this formula into a digital device, and if it is stolen, okay, and if you are trying to recreate the incident, searching the reasons, so now it is become a forensic analysis, a digital analysis. Is it fine for you? Understood,
Yes.
everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
Then yes, anything? Somebody want to
sir, you said that we are recreating the event. So can you explain what is the meaning of recreating an event in cyber forensics?
recreating the event in cyber forensic usually means like you have a network. Okay, usually this is mostly happen into the CIIs, critical infrastructure in critical information infrastructure. Okay, so how many of you know about CIIs? Have you heard about CII? Anyone?
Crimes.
Yes, sir. CIA trait, right?
No, no, CIA. That is a different thing. CIA. That is a confidentiality, integrity, and availability. I'm talking about CII. Okay, so this is a task for you people. Just find out what is a CII and what is NCIIPC. It's a, let me give you a hint. It is an organization of government who is taking care of the CII. CII means critical information infrastructure. Okay, so what are the critical areas? What are the critical areas? Who will tell me? In India, if I talk about a nation, what can be the critical areas? It is energy,
Military.
energy and banking,
Military.
finance,
Defense.
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 Yes,
Land.
yes. More
Space technology. Space sector.
space, space sector. Okay. What about others?
Health sector.
Pardon?
Health sector.
Health sector. Yes, definitely. Health sector is a very important. Okay, so all these areas that can hamper the nation's economy, nation safety, and nation security are being categorized and declared as a CII by a body that is named as NCIPC. NCIPC full form is National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. I'm repeating it, National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. Just a moment. Yes. So is it clear what are CIA and CIPC? So now the question is about recreation of incident. So what is happening in CIIs? Everything is defined, every IP scheme is allotted, and only limited IPs are allowed to talk with the CII. That is on the concept of whitelisting. Okay. So whenever we are doing some cyber forensics, we need to recreate the event. We need to recreate a simple event into a part of or into the sections that how the adversary has came, how the which vulnerability he has exploited, or what are the loopholes or what can be the leak points from where the adversary has entered. So when we do the reverse engineering of all these things, we need to find out a path, and that we need to we used to say it as a recreation of the events. Okay, is it fine? Who has asked this question? Okay, so now employee misconduct is an important. Am I audible properly?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you want to find out any employees misconduct, definitely you can go for digital forensics, litigation support, compliance and regulatory requirement. This is the most important part, so take care of it very well. Okay. Now, what is a digital evidence? Okay, so I think we had a discussion on this, but let me talk something that maybe we have left. So digital evidence means anything that can help you out to find that what has happened. Okay, digital evidence will help you out to find what has happened and how it is executed. Okay, so digital evidence will tell you what has happened and how it is executed. So what can be your digital evidence? It can be your files, it can be your emails, your chat logs, your social media post, internet browsing history, metadata, and more. Okay, so if I tell you that in Windows, if I talk about Windows, which can be the most reliable digital evidence in the Windows operating system?
Logs.
Telemetry logs.
Which one?
Syslogs.
Syslogs. Okay. So do your is your system has a syslog enabled?
I think we need to enable those if at all we are
We
working.
need to enable, but most of the times, if I'm talking very generally, I'm talking on a very ground level. Okay, today I'm not going to make you people diving deep into the sea of forensics. And since we have participants who are very new to this cyber forensics, so I'm taking care of them also. Okay, so syslog definitely is an important part because what is syslog? Okay, who will tell me what is syslog? Who has said syslog?
It's me, sir.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what is a syslog? How you define a syslog server?
basically, what are the inputs we get? I mean, what are the what we say, hosts or something we collect or we get info through it? All these will be recorded.
Okay. Let me explain syslog in a very simple terms. Let us suppose this is the server 1, this is server 2, and this is a server 3. Okay. Now, who will tell me what is the current regulatory compliance for keeping the logs? How many days there is a regulatory compliance right now?
I think it's for 60 to 90 days.
It's 180 days now.
Okay.
Okay, it's 180 days now. So if I talk about a simple Windows operating system for keeping all the entire logs for 180 days, it will take you around more than 100 GB. Okay. So what we will do, we will put a syslog server basically, and it is just a pushing mechanism, automatic push mechanism, where all the logs from these servers are pushing into this. And this is a main repository for your logs. And whenever you need to correlate the logs, you can fetch out of it and correlate with the event. Is it fine? Understood, everybody?
Yeah, sir. And what's
Yes, sir.
other than syslogs?
Other than syslog, if I talk about Windows, the registry entries.
Hmm.
Okay.
Registry entries are the most important part into the Windows operating system. Okay. In my 14 year of experience, most of the times with the basic tracing of registry entries, you can find out that this system is being compromised or not. In most of the, if I say 80 to 90% of cases will be in a mode of investigation in your favor within an hour if you have a good command over the registry entries. Okay, there is a separate slide in this future in this session only on registry, and we will talk on it. So that is not important right now. But why I'm emphasizing you on most on the registry entries, because this is a very important part that most of the people are forgetting. And you know what is the main problem with nowadays into the forensic science? The biggest problem is people are more relying into the tools. People are more relying into the tools. How many people know that what is the LSAS file? Tell me. Any one of you?
Are they related to some list?
Okay, one response. And if I talk about what is the use of FTK imager? Just be true in my
Forensic.
class.
Uh,
I think most of the you people know it.
Forensic.
to
Yes or
create a
no?
cop to create a copy of
You
particular.
create a copy or something. Okay, so why I'm emphasizing on these 2 points between the LSAS and FTK? Because the dependency is getting more into the tool. Dependency is more getting into the tool. So try not to be dependent on tool. Okay, because sometime you if you are working into the OT system, in the operational technology system, in the critical areas, maybe you are not allowed to use any tool. Most of the times into the defense sector, I have many friends from DRDO. So what they have shared with me that they even do not use the FTK measures into their system to create a E01 image for the advanced forensic analysis. Okay, so always try to start your career in forensics without tools. Definitely tools will help you out, but do not rely mostly on the tools.
So there might be some other ways to create a copy of the
Definitely,
image, right?
definitely. Tool, what tool is doing? Tool is creating a code into a reality. It is helping you out to to execute something that you can also do at your own, but maybe it is some taking some task. So try to start with your career with a manual testing, with a manual digital investigation, manual forensic investigation, then jump onto the tools. Okay, is it fine? How many of you think that I'm saying right for you people?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
a good
You're
point,
right.
sir.
So Puri, what do you think on it? Because you are into the forensics
Sir,
masters.
you are right. Sir, you are right. Absolutely right.
Because what I've seen, now most of the young chaps like you who want to start your career, they are more dependent on tools. So do not try to dependent on tools. Okay. So now get back onto the topic. So what can be a digital influence? Your files, your emails, chat logs, social media posts, internet browsing history, metadata, and from where you can collect the digital evidences. You can collect digital evidence from computers, smartphone, tablet, server, cloud storage, or I can say any digital
Digital.
equipment. Okay, so any digital equipment can be under the purview, can be under the ambit of digital evidence as a digital device. So this is the most important part, and I love this part a lot. Laws and regulations related to the cyber forensics, or we say it as a digital forensics. So how many of you read this IT Act 2000? Tell me. No one? Actually, I'm not able to see your hand raise. Okay, now I'm able to see your hand raise. So so raise your hand whoever heard about this IT Act. Chalo, at least tell me. Okay, two. So out of how many participants? 64 participants. Only 9 have heard about this IT Act. Okay, and how many of you read about it? Try to read about it. Okay. So graph is getting down. Only 8 people are there. No issues. So why I'm asking? Because most of the times this IT Act can be your Bible for your legal compliance. Okay, until unless you do not know what the Indian legal system is saying, you cannot actually pursue a cyber forensics onto a system. Just a moment. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So this is IT Act. Okay. So how many wish that I take a session on this IT Act? Raise your hands.
Sir, what is the difference between IT Act and Indian Penal Code?
Okay, good
In
question, Gaurav. Okay. So there is a question from Gaurav that what is the difference between IT Act and Indian Penal Code? Okay. I will add one more thing, that is CRPC. Have you Gaurav heard about it? CRPC. Gaurav, have you heard about it? CRPC.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I don't
So
know a lot.
no issues, no issues. I will take. I will tell you just in a minute. Have you? How many of you heard about this word bail? Yes, guys. I'm not able to see your hand raise, so just unmute yourself. Have you heard about this word
Yes.
bail?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bail.
Yes.
If a person go to the jail and advocate produces some evidence that sir he has not done the particular crime, so maybe court is released for a temporary basis. Okay, so bail is actually defined in CRPC. Why bail is happening? Because some person has committed a crime or suspected. Okay, so now bail is granted because there is a suspicion that the crime is happened or not by this person or not. Okay, so now the thing is crime. Now you understand crime. So if crime is related to digital evidence, it is covering under the IT Act. And if it is a non-digital evidence crime, or I would say any type other than IT, it is covering under the IPC. Is it fine? It is not maybe the perfect definition of IPC, but since you are non-legal students, so I tried to give you a explain in you simplest words. Is it fine, Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So
okay.
this is, yeah, somebody is saying something.
Sir, the RT Act was amended in 2006 somehow, I think.
Actually, original act came into 2000, then first amendment came into 2008. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
And it
IT
was
Act is actually Act always is 2000, but amendment is 2008. Okay. If I talking IT Act amendment 2008 bracket amendment, then otherwise Act is 2000. Okay.
okay, sir.
So this is a very important act related to the boundary of India, the law of the land. Second important is the information technology, reasonable security practice, procedures and sensitive personal data or information rules 2011. Okay. Why these rules have came? Because even after the 2008 amendment, the word cyber security is somewhere not enshrined properly into the act. So what government has decided to bring a act on the reasonable security practices, that these are the bare minimum security practices that you need to follow. Okay, then we have an Indian Penal Code. I have said that crimes may be not related to IT, but sometimes it help us to file the charge sheet against the criminal. Then we have a Cyber Regulation Appellate Tribunal Procedure Rules 2000. Then we have Indian Evidence Act. Then the National Cyber Security Policy. Why this Indian Evidence Act 1872 is important for us in cyber forensics? Who will tell me? Purvi, can you tell me
Yes, sir.
why this Indian Evidence Act is important for a person of cyber forensics?
Indian Evidence Act.
Because if you are doing any cyber investigation, end of the day, you need to produce an evidence into the court. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And this Evidence Act will tell you that how you're going to produce the evidence. Okay. So understanding of Indian Evidence Act is also very important. Then we have a National Cybersecurity Policy 2013. So in total, these are around 6 rules, act or something that you need to study. Okay. So this is a task for you people. What is your first task that I have given? Who will tell me in previous slide what are the tasks I have given to you?
So it's
Critical
about
To
the
understand.
CIA and
information
CIPC.
infrastructure.
Yeah, to study the CII and CIPC. Second task is you have to not read the entire documents, but you have to be having a basic idea, a basic gist that what these documents are talking about. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's go ahead. So what is the cyber forensics process? The important process is identification, that what exactly had happened, what is the incident, what is the potential cyber crime, what are the and it may involve detecting unusual activities, security breaches, suspicious behavior on the digital system or network. Then you need to preserve the evidence. I've already talked. Then you need to collect the evidence. After preservation, you need to collect the evidences out of it. Okay, preservation is of media, and you have to collect the evidence from the media. Okay, then you need to examine the evidences, and you need to analyze and correlate with the cyber crime happened. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And then you need to prepare how to you going to present the same into the court of law, and who will help you? IT Act, Indian Evidence Act. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Any questions up to this, guys?
Yes, sir.
What about others? बाकी के अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट के लिए आए हैं क्या?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
ओके, देखो अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट के लिए मत
Sir,
आया तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है, दे देंगे, वैसे ही दे देंगे. ठीक है.
Sir, my voice is audible, sir.
Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes,
You're
sir.
audible, sir.
Okay, so now let us talk about important artifacts commonly considered.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir, which security regulation do I follow, sir, if a European company operating in India is IT Act or GDPR, sir?
Sir, if the case is being processed into the Court of Law of India, then the IT Act will prevail. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It all depends
And
on
sir, what is it?
where the case is being tried. Yeah, please, somebody is saying.
Sir, I was asking about the DPDP. What exactly is it?
We can have a detailed session on that. DPDP is a different privacy thing and all. It's a totally different part, and it is not directly related to the forensics actually. Okay, so we will take a session on that, not an issue. What I want to say is the word trial is there. How many of you know what this trial? Have you heard about this word trial?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in any case where the trial is happening and law of the land will prevail. Okay, so law of the land will prevail. So if you are in India, IT Act will be the governing body. Okay, and GDPR. What is the full form of GDPR? Who will tell me? General Data Protection Regulation. Okay,
Yeah, it's
but it is not an
European
act. It is not an act.
It's a framework actually.
Yeah, it's a framework. It's a regulation. Like ISO is a framework. You cannot say that that control A 12.1 is saying something into the law. The judge will say get out and come with the facts that is stating in the IT Act. Okay, so these framework will only help us to implement the security into the organization. But once the incident has happened, you have to adhere to the guidelines as per the act. What the law of the land is saying. Understood? Who has asked this question?
Okay, sir, but it handles data of European citizens, sir.
Definitely, it's handling the data of European citizens, but that particular European laws are not prevailing to India. But if you are fighting the case in the International Court of Law, that is in the Hague, International Court of Justice, ICJ, then definitely you can state the European and American laws. But if you are in a High Court or Supreme Court in India, then only Indian law will prevail. Is it fine?
Sir, can I ask a question?
Definitely, I am here to answer all your queries.
Sir, consider someone is running a scam call center in India and scamming the US citizens. So
Okay.
which law will apply on the scam call center?
If the FIR is filed in India, Indian law. If the FIR is filed in US law will prevail.
Okay, so can a person from other nation report any case against Indian scammers?
Definitely. Case can be executed, and for the arrest, there should be a extradition treaty. Extradition treaty. Okay. If there is extradition treaty between two governments, just hold for a minute. Just hold. Yes, guys. So what we are talking? Can somebody connect? Extradition treaty. I think I'm talking about this. Extradition treaty means if US and India is having an extradition treaty, and an Indian citizen is doing a fraud in US, then US can ask the Indian government to arrest this person and submit to the US so that he can be tried in the US courts, subject to that both countries have extradition treaty. Like India and Pakistan do not have extradition treaty. US and India and China do not have extradition treaty. But India and Canada have a treaty. India and France have a treaty. Is it fine now?
Okay, sir. It's about the relationship between two nations.
Definitely,
And
there are a lot of geopolitical situations also, and a lot of political issues are there. Okay, so now come back to the topic. So what can be the important artifact that are logs? Logs can be your system logs, your application logs, network logs, security logs that contain valuable information about activities on a system. These logs can reveal user actions, system events, network connections, and security related incidents. So logs are very important. So always try to enable the logs in your system and try to do a habit of log analysis of your system so that you can have a better idea. Then we have a file system metadata that basically provide the important timestamps that when the file is created, when the file is being modified, what is the last date of access the file, what is the file size, permissions, file attributes. Analyzing the file system metadata can help in reconstruction file activities and understanding file manipulation by user or attacks. Okay, so these are the two important parts. Then we have a registry entries. Okay, so who will tell me that what is a registry entry in a simple definition? Who will tell me? How many of you know what is a registry entry? At least tell me. Yes, guys.
It is a register for the computer events, sir.
Okay. Some more easy definition. Can anybody tell?
It's like a diary, sir.
Okay. Good. What about others?
It's like a phone book. It's like a phone book, which we can say, which have the details.
Okay. Anyone else more
Sir,
want to try?
sir, window registry is the sir, database store low level setting for the Microsoft Windows.
Okay. Anybody else?
It's like a directory services, which we can say
Okay,
like that.
let me tell you in a very simple definition. It is a simple rule book. What it is? A simple rule book.
Rule book.
Rule book. Okay. This is user and this is admin. So rule is there are two users. This is rule number one. Two users. Now user has access to certain features and admin has access to certain features. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Okay. So it all maintains that what the user has access. So basically it's a privilege management somewhere by done by Windows. If I say I need to block a USB onto a system, what you will do? You go and change a registry value, making the 120 into a particular registry. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So basically, you are changing the rule from 120. Understood? That what is the registry meaning? So in Windows environment, the registry contains configuration settings, user profile, system preferences, and application data. After examining the registry entries can provide insight into the system configuration changes, user activities, installed software and malware persistence and mechanism. If you are analyzing a system and you need to check that how many USBs are ever connected to this system, how you will do? You can check using a registry. So there is a separate registry who is keeping a record. Whenever you connect a USB, it store the name of the USB and the timestamp when the USB was connected and the username who has connected that USB. Okay, so registries are very important. Then we have a memory dump. What is a memory dump? Memory dump means the entire data of your RAM is basically captured in the memory dump. Okay, so your system memory RAM to identify running processes. Why we do that? To identify the running processes. Is it fine up till now?
So is it related to temp files?
Mm, not exactly. Memory dump is basically used to capture the process IDs basically.
Prefetch?
Prefetch definitely. Shellbacks.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it can be used. Okay, so memory dump can reveal volatile information that may be available through traditional disk-based forensics. So this word is very important, guys. Volatile, volatile. Okay, volatile. What is a volatile means?
So it's temporary memory. Like you run a
Changing.
program on your
Yes, frequently
operating
changing.
system and
Whenever
it
you
gets clear.
restart your system, your RAM memory will be gone. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so memory dumps are very important. So whenever you are doing that, we will do the hands-on exercises using the RAM dump and all. We will create a .mem file that is basically not other than the memory dump, and that mem file will help you out in finding the basic functionality and the process IDs. Have you ever heard about the WannaCry ransomware?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have read about it, you must have read that it basically residing into the RAM file. Whenever the system loads, it moves himself into the RAM file, into the RAM, and the antivirus are usually scanning the files at rest in the hard disk. Okay, so RAM analysis is very important. Then we have a network traffic. We need to finish the session in next 5 or 6 minutes because 9 is going to be there. Network traffic. What is the network traffic means? What is the network traffic?
Information exchanged with or to the system.
So the incoming and outgoing of packets.
incoming and outgoing traffic if you sniff it. Sniff means
check, or we can say monitor.
Creating a copy of it. Okay, if you sniff it and create a copy of it and preserve it for examination to find the evidence. Okay, so this is the chronology in a network traffic. So network traffic will help you in finding the IP addresses, port numbers, protocols, packet payloads, session metadata. It can also help you in analyzing the data exfiltration, how the data exfiltration is doing, what are the malware infections, suspicious network traffic, and the unauthorized access if somebody is doing into your system. Okay, tell me what is the best way to used by an attacker for data exfiltration nowadays? And that is not being monitored by most of the firewalls. Can anybody tell me?
Fileless malware.
No, it's DNS queries. Simple. So this is your task 3. How DNS queries are used for data exfiltration. Isn't fine? Noted, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your task 3. Now the important part is artifact of malware. So most of the times, if you are very, 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 very lucky, then you will get a malware. If you are very, very lucky, then you will get a malware. Because most of the time malwares are so designed, they are so cleverly designed that they delete the file or something when it is being detected by any antivirus or something. So if you are lucky, you will get a malware, and then malware will tell you that what are the scripts running in it, configuration files, registry entries, network indicators, and you know about C2 servers? What is C2 server?
Command and control.
Command and control server. So it will help you out in finding the command and control server of a particular malware. Then what are the communication protocols you're using? And after a malware finder, you will can analyze the malware behavior, identifying infection vectors, and developing the countermeasures. Okay, so we are going to do all this practically in future sessions. Okay, but you need to build your own VM for this. One is a Windows 7 VM and one is a Ubuntu VM. Okay, so try to deploy all 2 VMs into the VMware. Okay, then we will do some practicals on this. Then we have system snapshot backups, then user activity logs. I think logs are already covered. Okay, so these are some important artifacts that we usually have into the digital forensics. So I'm stopping this presentation right now, although we have just covered 9 slides and I have 25 slides for this today. Okay, so no issues. It will take some time because when we are um, uh, studying a new subject, definitely it take time, and I do not want to run. I do not want to rush up for with this new subject. So let rest till now, and if any queries are there, please go ahead. Now the podium is open for the queries. Yes,
So
guys.
basically, yes.
हाँ बोलो गौरव, क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं?
सर वो रिकॉर्डिंग्स में और पीडीएफ में थोड़ी दिक्कत आ रही है. मैं साइन इन कर रहा हूँ तो कह रहे हैं कि डायरेक्टरी अलाउड नहीं है, कुछ मतलब एरर्स आ रहे हैं एक्सेस करने में.
किसकी बात कर रहे हो आप?
मतलब वो कई बार लिंक शेयर करते हैं ना आप सर्टिफिकेट डाउनलोड करने के लिए या सेशन लेक्चर्स के लिए.
ठीक है, ठीक है, कर सकते हैं अपन, अलग से बात कर लेंगे उस पर. अभी इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड कोई क्वेश्चन है क्या? Anyone has any question related to this query?
Yes, sir, I had.
So, what is the
Yeah, please.
between
Yeah,
snapshot and backup?
yeah, Priya, can you please repeat your question?
What is the difference between a snapshot and the backup?
Snapshot is something when you are creating the entire image of your operating system. Okay. When you are taking a snapshot, it means the configurational things you are also copying. But when you are taking a backup, the data, the programs are copying, not the configurations. Because if you have installed a Java, you definitely entered a home path for that, is it? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Rule path. So when you are taking a snapshot, that rule path is also copying. But when you are taking a backup, that rule path is not copying.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Some more questions are there, I think so. Just raise your hand. I will take up one by one. Please raise your hands if you have. Yeah, Ganpati, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir. So I had a malware in my laptop. So I want to analyze it, where it is come from. Like,
Okay. So what you can do if you have a malware. So
Mhm.
first of all, I want to ask why you are keeping that malware into your system.
Just want to analyze. I don't know how
Okay.
it
Okay.
entered into
Okay.
my system.
So
Want to
okay. So
analyze.
no issues, no issues. Try to first uh, keep it aside into your system into some virtual machine. Okay. Do not allow him to save into your into your system because it can be executed at his own, because sometimes some malwares have a auto tendency to execute in every month or every 6 months or in every week. Okay, so try to execute separate it from your PC. Secondly, to analyzing a malware, there are two different strategies. One is the static malware analysis. The second one is the dynamic malware analysis. So if you are having a hash value of that, so you can then definitely you have calculated the hash value of it.
No, sir, I am not entered into that much of
Oh,
concepts yet.
okay. So not an issue. Just stay with me. Just stay
Mhm.
with me. This is, I have already said, this is a 7 to 8 lecture series of cyber forensics,
Okay.
and I will be teaching each and everything to you guys. Okay, about
Okay.
the static malware analysis, about the dynamic malware analysis, about how you run a malware into your virtual machine. What are the registry changes into your virtual machine? You can detect that registry changes even. That
Oh,
after executing a malware, these 4 registries are created and 8 are deleted.
okay.
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 And if somebody has an interest, I will also teach him to write a malware.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm working on rootkits concept.
Okay.
Virtual.
Okay. Good. 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 So why don't you present your work you have done till now somewhere for 5 to 10 minutes in some upcoming sessions?
Sure, sir, but it's confidential because it's a DRDO project that I'm working on.
Okay, then you guys must tell that what are rootkits. At least you can talk on that.
Uh, Rootkit is just like a malware software.
Yeah, we will talk in some other session, not right now.
Okay, 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 sir.
Okay. So I think your question is issued, resolved.
Uh, kind of, but still there
Definitely,
is.
it's a long way to
Yeah.
go, and definitely we will go with all you guys. So rest
Sure.
assured, keep the sessions attended, not
Mhm.
just for attendance and certificate. If you want to really want to learn, just join all the sessions that going to be happen in this month only, because this is the last month for you guys for the internship. So this month can be a little bit harder for you all. So try to be with me. Okay. Yeah,
And
Shubham, please.
okay.
Yeah, please, Ganpati.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask that what is basically the procedure for a cyber forensic investigation, right? When the cell is informed about some thing has happened and an organization is under some risk. So, what is the basically the investigation process?
See, if I tell you that for executing an investigation process, first of all, the agency will identify that who will going to execute that process. Secondly,
Okay, sir.
you need to preserve the evidence, as I've already told you. You need to create the regulated copies, because if you are going to directly work on the system that is having some artifact, then it can be modified and maybe it is not accepted into the court of law.
Sir, so we
Okay,
have to isolate that system, no?
definitely you have to isolate
Yeah.
that system.
Okay, sir.
And then there are regular processes. Definitely, all the today we have talked a very basic things about the forensics, but in the next classes we will be doing most of the things practically. We will be talking how to check the registries, how the registry is being changed, what are the important registries that we need to take care of. And parallelly, I wish that you people work on your system also. I'm giving you in next sessions 10 to 15 minutes every time after each task, so that you can guys do that thing parallelly onto your system. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, Gaurav, please go ahead with your question.
Sir, you were saying that the some malwares automatically execute